Today we're going to talk about how to increase your mobile presence. Now this is going to be a segment that is going to have a lot of follow-up segments because a lot of things are changing in the world of online marketing. A lot of things are changing with mobile adaptability. But let's hit some of the basic stuff today. Making your website mobile enabled is very important, and increasing your mobile presence is even more important. The reason for that is 79% of the people today are finding businesses by using their smartphone. They're simply asking Siri, find me a location, or they're doing research on a smartphone. It is becoming the way of the future. It is not a passing fancy. It is just going to get worse and worse. So if you're not taking the time to do the things you need to make sure that your dealership and your business is found on a mobile device, you're missing a large opportunity. I just got back from a convention where I was working with recreational vehicle dealers, and it was amazing to me how they did not even, for the most part, and I'm not picking on them by any means, but they did not even realize the importance of Yelp. A lot of them were very much against Yelp. I know Yelp is not a very fun topic with a lot of people, but why Yelp is important, I'll give you an example, is Yelp is tied with the iPhone. Android is using Google+. But watch what happens. I'm in New Jersey, in the Philadelphia area, so we're just going to do a little experiment right here. Find me a Ford dealership near my location.
I found 15 Ford dealers a little ways from you.
And that is a critical piece, because if you're not handling your online presence and you're not tied in with Yelp and all of these mapping softwares, it is a big negative for you, because now when somebody goes and searches for your dealership or for a dealership in their area, you're not showing up and you are in essence invisible. So it's very important that you focus on going out to all of the sites, and there's a number of different mapping softwares. Garmin has some mapping software that's out there. There's a lot of these different, even MapQuest. You want to make sure that your information is correct across all the platforms, because if somebody can't find you using a mobile device, you're missing a large portion of the business. The next thing I want to talk about with this mobile marketing aspect is this. You need to also be thinking about how to increase your exposure. And by doing that, you're going to be doing some different things. And one of the things that you need to do is making sure that your website is mobile enabled. I was at Walt Disney recently, and you can take a look right here. I was very disappointed to see when I went to the Walt Disney site on my mobile phone, it was not mobile enabled. And I'm trying to navigate through because I've got one of those Walt Disney credit cards, and it's supposed to have all these special things that I could do on the site. And I'm sitting here playing through and looking through the Walt Disney site, and I couldn't find anything because their website was not mobile enabled. That was very disappointing, and I was surprised that a large company like Walt Disney didn't have that. But you need to be making sure that your website is mobile enabled, so if somebody does find your website, it's easy for them to navigate and find what they're looking for. We talk a lot about email marketing. Email marketing is also critical. 70% of people today are reading their emails on a mobile device. And we just did a study for a large dealer group in Massachusetts where we did a big campaign for them for email. 79% of the people reading their emails did it on a mobile device. Now, depending on where you are in the country, that number is going to range anywhere from 40% up to as high as 70%, and then Massachusetts was up to 79%. But the point being is, people are reading their emails on a mobile device. And this right here, it may look very nice as far as an email on a mobile phone, but this is not a mobile-enabled email. Anytime you have to pinch and zoom to navigate an email in the iPhone, that is not mobile-enabled. The other key thing when it comes to being mobile-enabled is having the phone number be click activated. Now here's an example of a mobile-enabled email. Now you notice how the email has reformatted, and the bigger information is there. You notice how the buttons are larger so they're easy to push on. But here's the most important feature. They can click on the phone number and it will dial the phone number. That is what a truly mobile-enabled email is. So if you're going to be capitalizing on this mobile technology, you need to make sure that your emails and your marketing pieces are all mobile adaptive. And it doesn't only mean making it work on a simple iPhone or an Android, but you have to look at all of the platforms and make sure that whether they're looking at on an iPad mini or a regular iPad, whatever the device you're looking at, it works properly and reformats. It takes a little bit more work, but when you think about the number of people that are reading and engaging with the items on a mobile device, it is imperative for you to be successful long term that you incorporate this into your strategy moving forward. So I've covered a lot of stuff. I'm going to have some bullet points there, and I will go into the resource session and put in some extra documents to give you an idea. So when you're sitting down with your web developer or your marketing people, you can actually have some examples where you can print off and say, wait a second, this is what I needed to do. Because what's happening is a lot of people we're working with are going back to their providers, and quite frankly, it's technology that is so new. A lot of the people don't understand what they're doing, and they're telling you that yes, your email is mobile enabled, when in fact it really isn't mobile enabled. It may look nice in a mobile device, but if it doesn't have that interactivity, it is not truly mobile enabled. So I'm going to put some resources in the resource session. You can go in there, you can download them, and that way when you're talking to your providers, your CRM provider, your website developer, who you're working with, you can actually be a little bit more knowledgeable and actually be able to give them some examples of what they need to do to help you be more successful with your online marketing.